We open on the moon through barbed wire. Panning down, we see the fence surrounding a derelict industrial building. We hear boots on gravel and a cheerfully whistled tune as a night watchman comes into view. We see the word meat painted above a door as the flashlight beam heads across the wall. As the beam hits the camera, the watchman gives a cry of surprise. His hand heads for the gun on his hip, but he doesn't make it. As a cleaver catches him in the neck, the flashlight falls, illuminating the blood splattered across the concrete. And here we insert the bump shot of Agent Chip Blakesley sending out the briefing to the Department of Deliverance. Hunters, thank you for coming today. In just moments you will be boarding a plane to Urbandale, Ohio, where 19-year-old Cyril Clemont has gone missing. Ordinarily, the Department of Deliverance wouldn't care about some missing kid, but Clemont's absence was noticed only after a particularly gruesome piece of evidence disappeared from the Urbandale Police Department archives. A bit of history. In August of 1998, a man named David Knoll was fired from the Clemont pork processing plant in Urbandale, Ohio. He returned to that plant 2 days later wearing a mask fashioned from fresh pig skin and proceeded to hack apart 6 people with a cleaver. He then took another dozen people hostage. When police made entry into the building, he threw himself and 2 of those hostages into a running meat grinder, while still swearing revenge. Knoll's mask, which survived the meat grinder, is now missing, as is the youngest member of the Clemont pork processing family. Hunters, if Cyril Clemont can be found and saved, that will be a massive win. But what the Department of Deliverance really needs is that mask. We can keep it safe and prevent what we fear may be happening from happening again. Hunters, your plane is waiting. We thank you for your service. This would be a briefing that catches our hunters as they go about their ordinary lives.
I'm Rosenbagger. You can follow me on Twitter at Rosenbagger_UDG. I'm playing Mickey the Flake, and where Mickey is when he first gets word of this is you see him in his arcade. You hear lots of arcade noises, like there's a pinball machine going off. You see Mickey standing at a cabinet. He's playing, and you hear his phone ring. And it rings a couple times, and he lets it go to voicemail. He's really into this game. You see some more shots of other people playing in the arcade, and then the phone goes off again. Once again, he kind of ignores it, and you look at the screen, and he's playing this game called Pig Out. And then finally, there's one last ring, and this ring is somehow louder than the rest, and now the vibrate's on. So Mickey looks down at his phone watch, and he sees that it's from the Department of Deliverance. He turns around. He starts walking towards the door, and instead of the camera following Mickey out, the camera starts to zoom in onto this game, and this game, once again, is Pig Out. You just see his little pig character just sitting there on the conveyor belt moving as the big bad wolf comes down and eats him. The continue screen shows up, and you zoom in on the continue, and it's counting down 10, 9, 8, and you see Mickey go out the door, and when it closes behind him, you just see the open sign on the inside of the door.
You see Joe getting punched in the face, and she punches them back in return because, an eye for an eye. That's Joe. She's in the middle of this big fight with just some random guys in the middle of a bar. And her phone starts ringing, so she's like, fuck, what, And anyway, she tries to shove a guy off her while pulling her, and it's a dumb phone, of course, her dumb phone out. And she's about to press answer, but she gets tackled and her phone goes flying across the room, and she kicks that guy away and she starts scrambling after it, and she's just about to reach it when someone grabs her from her legs and yanks her away. And it goes back and forth like this for a while, and by the time she finally answers the phone, she's sitting on top of 3 unconscious guys in the middle of this totally trashed bar, and she's like, yeah, what? I'm Ciro, but you can't find me anywhere because...
I'm sitting in anger therapy because a client or someone at a bar had made a complaint about me, and I'd been forced to have my bar shut down. So I'm going on this long rant about this situation and how I don't need anger therapy, getting increasingly angry as I do it, and I just storm out I hear the phone ring, see it, and think, thank God, and then just storm out.
Tomer, where does the Department of Deliverance find you?
Nowhere else but at his new apartment. He's using his sweet stipend from the department, and he moved out of his parents' basement. So he's in his new apartment, and with the stipend, he's been able to finally set up his recording studio for his new YouTube channel, which reviews and rates all salsa that you can find all over the world. So he's in the middle of sampling some salsa, and he dips in. It's bubbling, which makes Tomer a little nervous. Why does salsa bubble? Right at that time, when he's about to investigate, his microphone perks up. It's the message from Department Deliverance because, well, the department also bought his microphone for him. And leaves the apartment, but the salsa still bubbles.
And so Agent Blakesley would pass along the briefing, let you know that the plane was ready to take you to Urbandale. I think we can jump cut to if anyone has any start of mystery moves. Oh, and I could introduce myself too, I suppose. I'm Chris. You can find me on Twitter if you really want to. I'm at Finite Jester. We are tonight playing Monster of the Week by Michael Sands, a Powered by the Apocalypse game. And this time I'm actually going to remember to start off with the agendas. My agenda as Keeper is to make the world seem real, to play to see what happens, and to make the hunters' lives dangerous and scary. Your agenda as hunters is to act like you're the hero in this story, because you are, to make your own destiny, to find the damn monsters and stop them, and to play your hunter like they are a real person. So what I was thinking is any start of mystery stuff. Joe, you have a dream of some sort. A vision. This would totally be, like that nap on the plane kind of thing.
What am I rolling again? Disney's Plaything.
Weird, yeah.
Ha! Which I have a -1 in. So I rolled a 4.
So you rolled a 4. Wonderful. On a miss, something bad is going to happen to you. So I think you like sort of are nodding off on the airline as, the sun's streaming in through the window. And you have this vision of this corridor where weeds have grown up, even though it's mostly dark in there, and there are these swinging doors at the end of it, and at regular intervals through the darkness are all of these massive hogs, and their eyes are glowing just a little bit, and they're all looking at you. And you thought you were there with your fellow hunters, but you turn back to them to be like, yo, what's up with these glowing-eyed pigs? And there's nobody there. And when you turn back, all of the pigs are much closer. And you start awake. Please remember to mark experience, and I will do my darndest to make certain that something unfortunate happens to Joe.
I don't know if I marked experience last time I failed for this.
Oh, well, please do so from now on going forward. Does anyone else have any start of mystery moves?
I would like to go ahead and roll for Connect the Dots.
Yes, please do.
And that'll be a sharp roll.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe looking into the mystery.
Holy cow! That's the maximum number that I could roll. That's a 14.
Yes, you do not mark experience for that, but instead hold is it 3?
Yeah, I get the whole 3 questions there to use throughout the mystery.
Fantastic. Okay. And that's it for start of mystery stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I think that Agent Blakesley would have told you that the local police are expecting you. It's the usual cover. You guys are FBI agents. Do you want to start there? Would you like to start at the old meatpacking plant with the Clemont family? Are some of you going to one spot and someone else going to another?
I don't deal well with family, so I'll go talk to the local police.
We'll definitely go talk to the family. They may have food.
I think I might want to go to the offices at the meatpacking plant. possibly check out the computer, see what sort of history they have on some of the people around.
Okay. You would, in looking into this sort of stuff on the way over, know that it is the old Clemont meatpacking plant. It was shut down after the murders. There's a new one, but the old one was shuttered.
Is the
out of
new one
respect.
connected to the old one? Like they shut that one down and then same company just opened up in a new place?
Moved to the other side of town. It was the old one was one of those anomalous old factories that was still operating. It had been started. It had been there for decades, and the neighborhood around it had turned into empty warehouses and all of this sort of stuff. But this was still running until this happened, at which point they used it.
It seems like possibly the library might be a good chance to start then if I want to look up more historical, like local newspaper type records.
Yeah, sounds good. Maxwell?
Can't think of another unique location to go to, so I'm going to go to the family as well.
Sweet. Let's go ahead and start with the family. Then the Clemont. It's an old Victorian style house, not noticeably spooky. There's no like wrought iron fence or anything like that, but it does show signs of neglect. There's like the hedge outside is in rough shape and the grounds are not well maintained or anything like that. You knock on the door and an older woman, probably mid to late 70s, answers the door. Hello?
Hello, we're inquiring about Cyril Clemont.
She sort of like clutches at her pearls even though she's not wearing any. She says, "Oh, has there been word?"
We're here hoping. We've been called in specially to find word.
Oh, that's good. May I see identification?
Yes. Presumably Tomer and I both hold up whatever identification we have, a little badge.
Forgot mine, but I assure her that I'm with him.
You forgot yours?
This is my first job. I didn't know I had to bring it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and that's enough. She's gonna let you in, and she's gonna say, "Well, I don't know what else we can tell you that we haven't already told the local police. You're certainly welcome to look around. Cyril's room is the first one at the top of the stairs to the left. Can I offer you coffee or tea, or?"
I'll take a
Yes.
coffee.
I'll take a coffee and a tea.
Oh. Okay, would you like them in the same cup or two separate?
Oh, no,
separate.
absurd. I would want them in two different cups. Who would want coffee and tea in one cup?
Okay. I'll have them on the sideboard. And she goes and disappears in the kitchen. What are you guys doing?
I'll ask, where is it he went missing?
Oh, we're not sure. He's missing. He didn't come down for breakfast one day, and
So the last place he was seen was in his bedroom?
I believe so. I don't look in on him much.
Let's go up to the bedroom, I'd say to Tomer.
I'm already gone at this point.
Oh, okay. I see. Let's go up to the... Oh, okay.
And it's because I am, not intentionally, but I just kind of lost track of what was happening and just started wandering. When I do, I'm going to use my move, oops.
Fantastic. You make it right up to the top of the stairs and you go right into Cyril's room and you find this book. It's this old, it appears to be some sort of spell book, and a picture, an illustration, the one here at the center of the Roll20 page, falls out. And it is of someone dressed with a pig mask on them.
Oh, I'll just meet everyone else in Cyril's bedroom then, since I'm already there.
Just a thought. How old is Cyril?
19.
It looks like he's quite interested in this person. If this were some sort of copycat killer, we might want to leave them as a suspect. I say not too loudly as to not attract attention from downstairs.
And
Yes.
She probably would have introduced herself as Penelope Clemont. She calls up the stairs. Is everything all right?
Oh, yeah, where's your bathroom?
That's 2 further doors to the left.
I got it.
You didn't go before you left.
Have a small bladder. Yeah, since we're up here,
Uh,
I'm gonna take a leak, but also investigate.
yeah,
See if I
same.
can. Anything else?
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and put that on the table real quick?
Okay.
Ooh.
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 Okay. Yeah, it's starting already.
Experience.
Yeah, please mark experience.
You could get luck.
That's a nice 2.
Yeah, it's true. All your luck points are unlocked, so you could
True.
you could do that. On an 8, you get one question from the list, and I'm gonna think on that fail.
Or multiple questions could be helpful. I'm gonna go with. Can I say where did it go? It being Cyril.
Where did it go? It being Cyril. Yeah, I think that would be fair. I think that as you're sitting there in his room and you're looking around at this, Tomer, did you show him what you found, or is that still in your possession?
Still in my possession. I'm just flipping through the book while I'm taking a whiz.
Okay, so it's not there. So you didn't see this illustration, but it's pretty clear
Okay.
that Cyril was fascinated with it. There's like local books on the killings, all of this sort of stuff, as well as a old blueprint, a set of blueprints for the original Clemont pork processing plant.
So what bad things happened to me?
We should probably investigate this once we've met up with everyone else. Investigate this old.
Okay. So yeah, after I'm done the bathroom, I'll definitely come back and I'll be like, Cyril guy was kind of weird. He was into weird like pokey stuff, and I kind of show the book.
And this would be the moment that Penelope would pop in to see if you wanted more coffee and tea, and she's going to see that book in your hands, and she goes white, and she goes, I'm going to have to ask you to put that down.
Has your son always been into? Wait, this is her mother, isn't it? His mother.
Yeah,
Has your son always been interested in serial killers?
No, not killers. Just the one. And that would be a good time to cut over to the police station. Joe, you meet Chief of Police Vera Collins.
Hey, and I just pull out my badge because it's not good with the words. The boy that's missing.
Yes.
What you got on him?
Cyril Clemont. He was obsessed with the Razorback killings. We did a sweep of the old factory, didn't find anything. There were a couple of loose pigs in there, which scared one of our patrol officers pretty good. But no kid. We don't know where he's gone. We got told that you'd be coming down here. The feds have been trying to lay hands on Noel's mask for years. Despite the fact that you're here to get it back, I think you guys took it. So you do what you got to do in town.
All right. This kid got any friends or family or?
Kid's got more family than he needs. That whole family's. I'm annoyed, so I'm saying too much. And she sort of like goes and straightens up and looks at her paperwork. She says, "Is there anything else that I can answer for? Do you need materials? I suppose you want to borrow one of our squad cars, right? Get a couple of our deputies to escort you around."
Keep it. Do we actually have any wheels?
Oh yeah, I would say that the bureau would have provided you with rentals, as many of them as you wanted. Well, upon things, they've got funding.
No, we're gonna keep a low profile.
Okay. So here's my number, and she hands you over her card and says, if you need us. Anything else I can do for you?
Yeah. What do you know about the Razorback killer?
David Knoll? Everybody in this town has read at least one of the books on David Knoll. Razorback was the most popular. Had that famous sketch one of the hostages did. On the cover. Just your average boring old white schlub who felt like the world owed him more than it did. There's all sorts of rumors about X, Y, and Z. I think this could be considered investigating a mystery. If
Okay.
try and sneak out one of these, get some sort of deeper intelligence. Yeah. C sharp. Yeah, that's
So I
one
rolled
question.
a 7.
Yeah, one question.
Well, I don't think really any of them are relevant, except maybe the last one. What is being concealed here?
What is being concealed here? You know what? I'm not sure that she's concealing anything so much. I think maybe the one thing that she doesn't want to talk about is the urban legends that have sprung up around Razorback in the intervening years. Sort of the concept that he vowed to return. That there's this demonic influence that hangs over the whole family and the old pork processing plant. The fact that the mask survived was considered by many to be proof that one day Razorback would return, kind of thing.
Also, Keeper, did you say how long ago the original Razorback debacle was?
Yes, it would have happened in August of 1987, so that would be, given that it's 2017, that would be about 19 years ago.
Ah, funny.
Funny that.
Yeah. Joe just wants to know, are there any of the original hostages still around town?
There are a few. The one who did the drawing, Eliza Crawford, she's still here. She's in the institution, but she's still here.
All right. I guess that's probably it then. I'll give you a call if I need anything else. And I stick a card in my back pocket.
Sweet.
Turn around and walk on out.
Cool.
And call for a ride because Joe doesn't drive.
One of the department lackeys is just out, front of his suit. Yeah, ready to motor you around. Oh, or you're waiting for someone else to pick you back up.
Yeah, I thought I'd wait for
Yeah, no, that's great.
to pick me up.
All right, cool. So Mickey, the local library?
Yeah, so I'm down in the local library, and I imagine by now this library is like most libraries where in order to use their computers, you have to have some sort of login information, whether that be a card. So I actually have a card for, not necessarily for this specific library, but for libraries in general that I've made. So I kind of log into this one computer and I start going through the archives that are available. And I guess I noticed that some of the older archives, like newspapers from the time around the first attacks and any personal information on some of these people, would probably be in like the reference. Like you'd have to ask somebody to get these out for you. It's not just like you can go down to the nonfiction shelves and pick it off. So I asked one of the librarians. I see some of the, I guess this might be where I investigate the mystery, because that may affect what resources I'm actually given.
No, absolutely. And we can play it out based on.
I'll tell you what I want to ask for specifically, and then maybe we can go from there. But what I'm looking for is background information on this original killer, and then also if there's any information on the mask itself.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. Investigate. Sharp, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Let's go. So that's another fat 12
Whoa.
for me.
Wow.
So
yeah.
with
Pair of questions. And don't forget you always have any of the connect to the dots ones to drop out there as well.
I'm going to have just like a treasure trove of information here pretty soon. So one of the things I want to look for in these archives is what sort of creature is this mask, I suppose, or I mean, we know it's a human who did it, but
what sort of creature is it? The mask, as you go through and do your digging, the popular sort of like urban legends on it are that there is this demonic influence, that the crimes that David Knoll committed called forth a creature, some sort of demonic entity that imbued itself into the mask, which is how it was able to survive the grinder. And so there is, in fact, someone in the party will be very pleased to learn an actual demonic entity at work imbued within that mask.
Interesting. And another thing I want to know is if the meat grinder can't hurt it, what can?
Well, the answer to that question is, while the mask survived the meat grinder, David Knoll did not. So
yeah. So I guess are you kind of?
Well, and I guess that other parts of the urban legend would talk about the fact that it had to have been a slaughterhouse tool that did him in, because he was so part and parcel of the slaughterhouse. He took the pieces for his mask from the pigs that were there, all of this stuff. So it would, the meat grinder will do him damage.
Interesting.
Most slaughterhouse tools would.
And I think I want to use one of my holds as well while I have all this information here in front of me. The hold I want to use is when and where will the next critical event occur?
When and where will the next critical event occur? Where is easy. It's the old meatpacking plant. The when is probably a question of like, when would be a good time for it? I mean, like midnight. I mean, why not? The witching hour. The next perfectly moonlit night, which it's going to be a full moon tomorrow, kind of thing. Yeah, tomorrow.
So I kind of didn't hear the voice on that last couple sentences.
Oh, tomorrow night, midnight.
Okay.
Midnight.
Tomorrow night, midnight. All right. So I guess that's kind of all the information I want to find then at the library.
Sweet. We return to Penelope Clemont, who is staring angrily at Tomer and demanding that book. Tomer, what do you do?
Oof, I'm going to try to persuade her that we need to keep this just temporarily the investigation.
Okay, and what are you offering her in exchange for it? Is it merely the fact of how much you love her beverages, or do you have...
I'm going to impress that Cyril is in a lot of doo-doo right now, and if he doesn't want to get in trouble, any more trouble, read this book. It doesn't make that much sense, because Tomer has to think on his feet, and he's bad at thinking on his feet.
No, but that's great. Bringing up the fact that her kid's in trouble is that is reason enough to do what you want. So give me the manipulate roll.
Okay, that's...
And that is charm.
There we go. Ha! Something I'm actually good at.
Ooh.
8.
Okay, so you're going to have to do something to show that you mean it. Make some sort of promise, or...
I will promise I'll bring her son back in one piece.
Yeah, no, that's good. She will accept it.
We'll see how possible that is, but that's what I'm going to try to promise.
And she'll say, my son and the book.
Sure.
And we cut. Yeah, that works. Where do you guys meet up?
Actually, can I ask her, does she want the book so badly? Out of just curiosity. It seems so dusty and old and was kind of thrown around your son's room. Does it mean a lot?
Cyril has always been careless with the family heirlooms. This one has history.
Family heirlooms? Sorry, why would this be a family heirloom?
Just, can I get you some more coffee?
I nudge Penelope. It's like, you're not Penelope. Sorry. I nudge Mickey and it's like, we gotta go out.
Why? Sorry, I'd like an answer on that.
I'm like edging towards the door after I make the connection that Mickey's bringing up.
Maxwell, actually.
Maxwell, yeah.
I'm so sorry, Maxwell.
Maxwell, she is like she's going Tomer, she's reaching out to like put hands on the book as Maxwell is like grilling her down.
I just kind of slink away from her touch because now I think she's a demon.
and she like reaches and realizes that she can't touch it, and that kind of distracts her, and she finally looks back at you and she hisses something to the effect of like, look, that book's been in the family for a long time, okay? That's what heirloom means. Doesn't matter where it came from, we've had it for a long time and we'd like to keep it. Now, if you don't want any more coffee, you don't want any more tea, I'm going to need you to go find my son. Thank you.
Sure, thank you. And I just book it.
With the book.
I'll reluctantly leave as well.
Nice.
Joe's found somewhere to drink while she's been waiting for a ride.
I'm definitely sweating through my shirt already.
I want to say that Mickey has tracked down Joe too, and is sitting at the bar with her. But instead of having like a cool drink, like a beer or maybe like a shot of something, he's trying to get a milkshake.
Excellent.
That'd be like our pre-designated meeting area, that bar.
Yeah, or Joe's been sitting there and is like about to order the third drink and is like texting everyone, all right, here's where I am. Why aren't you here?
On a little dumb phone.
Yeah, or you've got to hit the one number 3 times to get.
Oh, no. Oh, wow. What about that?
I forgot that too, yeah.
Homer's definitely going to be just casually 2 hours late.
Awesome. So yeah.
Hang on. He's casually 2 hours late, but he left the house with Fonzie.
Yeah.
Homer was really stressed out and needed to take a break
Okay.
before he could recommit to the mission.
I guess I lost him at some point, so I started heading back, assuming he'd beat me there.
He would go find a local sauce.
Definitely.
Nice.
Like I ease my pain at like a local grocery store.
Buying snacks.
Awesome. And we can do a minute of that bar scene as we share information, make a plan kind of thing, if that works.
Do you walk in with the book?
And with a bunch of snacks from a grocery store.
So Mickey's going to come out and ask you. He's like, well, first off, I'm probably going to grab some Cheetos if you got those. But then I'm going to ask you, what's with
down,
the...
And then I put all the snacks on top of it. It's like, well, I got Cheetos. I know you like Cheetos. And I got some salt. And I started putting all the snacks out, just totally disregarding the book.
I go ahead and grab the book, and I start flipping through it.
Dude, be careful. That thing is spooky as crap.
Yeah, I'm curious, can I make some sort of... Can I see if there's anything, if it has any sort of magical properties or something? The fact that they're saying it's a family heirloom and stuff, whether it is just the information or if it's the book itself.
The information in it, there's, as everybody starts like poring over it and looking at it, there's not any clear like obvious spells and such, but there are like, maybe it's an old diary from the Clemont who founded the factory.
Okay.
I think I might want to use one of my holds here.
Yeah.
Well, we're sitting here looking over this book and wondering, why keep a book like this? One of the hold questions I want to use is, how does this mystery around this book connect to the bigger picture?
Connect to the bigger picture. Oh, I love this question. So I think that this book, and I do like, now that you're looking at it, you're starting to realize why it is in fact a family heirloom, because it is in fact this diary from the guy who started the Clemont meatpacking empire, and his first name was, let's have him be Charlie Clemont. The Diary of Charlie Clemont. And it's not, he doesn't out and out say that he is using magics to do the things to make his business a success, but there are these inferences to, today I did a special working with the pigs. Comes out there. The meat was spoiled, but profitable work nonetheless.
Are you trying to tell me he was a pig fucker, Joe?
He was certainly fucking around with some pigs, that's for sure.
I'm not sure what the
pork
difference
rinds
is.
too. I stopped eating the pork rinds.
So he mentioned something about spoiled meat, but still making profits. And I don't think I read up anything about contaminated meat being sold. So I feel like, even though it was the 80s, There had to have been
90s.
some sort of.
The 90s. He changed it to 1997.
Okay, so even though it wasn't,
and
it definitely was an FDA back then.
and this diary is from the original Charlie Clemont, who started it. It's been a family empire. It's an old building that would have been built like around turn of the century, 1920, something like that. And so it had been in the family for years. So this is the diary of the guy who started the business back in the 1920s, we'll say.
Okay.
Right around the Great Depression. So it was the old pork processing plant that was shut down, and this is the diary of the guy who started the whole business.
So Mickey does do a quick Google, and he finds out that there was an FDA since 1906.
1906.
Yeah.
I asked Mickey, since you're in the library, did you find out about any more killings for the 90s? If this has some connection dating back to the 1920s?
Did I? That's a great question. I don't think that I originally did. No.
Okay.
Nope.
It does seem to be just that collection there.
Joe's got a question.
Yeah.
So, what did we find out? Did anyone look up David Knoll? Like, was he a worker, or was he somehow related to the family?
Agent Blakesley would have told you that in the history of it, David Knoll was a worker. He'd been fired 2 days prior to what he did.
Do we know why he was fired?
He was terrible at his job. The Clemont family would describe him as a no-good, lazy shiftabout who was constantly getting in trouble, had been given many chances, and was eventually fired.
And there's a picture of that pig face in this book.
Yeah,
it was tucked into it. It's not an original part of the book itself.
definitely has some like pork rind grease on it now, but we have it.
Hey Joe, when you're at the police department, did you happen to find out if they have any of the police have had any issues around the old factory?
Dunno. They just said they went and checked it out when that boy went missing, and they just found a few loose pigs. They did, however, mention one of the hostages is still alive and kicking.
Perhaps we should pay him a visit.
Was that?
Eliza
Oh, the
Crawford.
original hostage. Okay.
One of the original hostages, yeah.
Yeah,
Did anyone else find out any key information that we should all know?
Oh yeah, here's something that might come of handy. I think that whatever it is, we need to figure it out by tomorrow night. I think something bad's gonna happen.
What makes you think that?
Just a hunch, putting some pieces together, looking at the calendar, and I think that I don't know, Jester, would you say that maybe the date and time matches up to the killings from the 90s?
Oh yeah, that's brilliant. That totally works. Yep.
Yeah, so
the anniversary.
It seems like with this book and with this mask and with this kid missing and all us being here coming close to the same date as the original murders, I feel like if, like you say, this guy is a copycat, why not copy all the way down to the T?
I mean, it's gonna be at like another packing plant again.
Say that again.
I mean, it's gonna be at another like meat plant or some kind of packing industry.
Yeah, it's gonna be at
facility.
the old factory.
Should we
Gotta be
go
at the
there?
old factory.
We also go there.
Well, there's there and there's Eliza Crawford. Don't know who we want to see first.
Well, you said it's happening,
I would say, yeah, he said tomorrow night, so I feel like if we have a day before something might happen there, we might want to go to Eliza first.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good.
Backstreet, can you find out everything you can about David Knoll? And also the family, like when they were born and their family tree and shit?
Yeah, I'll take a look at the Knoll family tonight, and then possibly see if I can get some schematics on the old factory, see if we can't find some points of entry. Maybe find where that grinder was.
Sure, do your techno thing.
You may want to start sharpening some tools. I think one way to get this, if the meat grinder was the way to stop it. I mean, perhaps some other hooks might be involved.
Hooks?
See what you can get to know about stuff that's sharp in a factory.
Do we know that the meat grinder will stop it if it's still around?
I have a pretty good feeling that it'll stop it. If not, necessarily the mask, it might stop the person wearing it.
Is it still in the meat plant?
You're saying the mask itself has certain properties?
Yeah, I don't think that the mask can really be broken by anything. Am I getting that clue right, Chester? Whereas the mask couldn't be destroyed?
Well, the mask definitely wasn't destroyed.
Yeah.
And so popular opinion has it that it's been imbued with demonic entity. So the monster itself, the reincarnation of Razorback, would allegedly be able to be harmed by pretty much any tools of the slaughterhouse. The mask itself, it may be something of a different order entirely, if these things are to be believed.
I was just holding for his character to use the word demonic. My character would know that.
Then yes, I would say that the mask is some sort of demonic structure, but slaughterhouse
Demons,
tools could work.
again,
Do you know anything about demons?
I know how to kill them.
I'm certainly
Stab
glad we
them
brought you
a
a
lot.
woman.
Could we also get like a bunch of like butcher knives?
You want to get a knife? And Jo will pull out her hunting knife and hand
No,
it to
no.
Homo.
That we need something to actually cut meat, not
Like a
people.
cleaver.
Well,
Yeah.
tomahawk.
Meat, people, flesh, same thing.
Well, maybe not with this. I don't know. It sounds all magic-y, and rules don't make sense like that when it comes to magic. Do that tonight. If everyone's doing their own thing, I might just go butcher shop, or maybe I don't know,
Some sort
Origin
of
Final.
kitchen supply store to acquire a nice set of cleavers.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
yeah, like Sir La Tabla or something like that.
And the department would have put you up in a hotel somewhere or a motel. It's usually a motel, some sort of like seedy place where the bed smells a little funny.
A motel with a big house next to it.
Yeah, and the radiator.
People arguing in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. So tomorrow night will be the anniversary, or tomorrow will be the anniversary. So you had mentioned perhaps wanting to go and talk to one of the hostages. You would know that she is in an asylum, so she's not fully
Naturally.
cognizant. But that's fun. That makes good sense.
This episode edited by Chris, music produced by Dora. For a full list of all participants in Untitled Dice Game, along with their roles, characters that they may play, and social media, visit untitleddicegame.com. For the latest news, follow us on Twitter at UntitledDice. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for listening. We really appreciate it. Bye-bye!